What's up, everybody? This is the map that some of you have been waiting about 2 years for, and this is the map that I thought would never get finished. This is my 4X logging map, Ransom Ridge, and we're currently hovering over the main sawmill. This is where you start the game at. We'll take a look here at the mini map, and if you can see that, actually, let's do this. We'll just zoom out here and take a look at the map. Okay, so basically in this northeast corner of the map, there's this main sawmill, and that is where the shop is, the vehicle repair and sell. There's a little shop right there where my green cursor is flashing. The main sawmill is over in this area. There's a wood chip sell point and a log sell point. There's also some gravel, which we'll take a look at later. And then north of there is along this lake up here is a little town. There's a lumber store where you can sell basically anything. I've got a universal sell point built in back there behind the lumber store. We'll look at that too. And there's an ATM at the bank. There is, let's see what else. Oh, there's a little gas station over there. There's a gas station, gas pump here at the shop at the main sawmill also. Then the next couple of things we need to look at is down here towards the bottom of the map, I've got a big gravel pit, and what you can do with this is load up all the gravel that's there into a truck or trailer, and then you can either there's a couple of construction projects you can work on up here at the I mean it's tiny, but up here at this I guess we'll call it a dam. There's a little break in the dam right there. You can fill it in with gravel. You can, let's see, this road right here from the sawmill down to about right here, I think. So this whole stretch of road right here is pretty rough with that forest road. So you could fill that in with gravel if you wanted to make it smoother. There's another area up here near the gravel pit that the road's washed out. You could fill that in. So I mean, there's a good many things you can do with it, or you can just sell it. You can get quite a bit of money because I've actually got the universal sell point up here for all the building materials, the gravel, sand, dirt, all that stuff. I think it's like 1.5. So you actually get a good bit of money for selling that stuff if you want to truck it that far, because you'd have to either, from the gravel pit here, you'd either have to go back down to the main sort of road and then all the way around back up here, and then all the way over to there, or you'd have to go, see, I put it in kind of a strategic spot. So you either have to go to right and all the way back to the main sawmill down this bumpy road, across the lake, and then back over this way. So there's a couple ways you can go to get there, but it's gonna be a good long drive either way. There's a few landings here or there. You can see some of the forest roads I got built in. There's one over there, one up here, one there. This is a yarding site up here, and I think I've got one more yarding site built in somewhere. I think it was along one of these ridges somewhere. Oh, here, I think, right there. Alright, and then finally, when you come down here to the very southwest corner of the map, there's another sawmill area, and this is blank on purpose. There's no, sawmill buildings built in or anything like that. You have to add in your own with placeables. So you can use whatever sawmill you want to use, FDRs. There's Global Company stuff that makes pallets and long boards and all sorts of stuff, which is probably what I'll do. And I think there's maybe one more that is like that, what is it, that European sawmill placeable one where you can, like, I think you can make short boards and long boards. Yes, and that's what it is. And outputs wood chips. Yeah. Let's see what else. This over here is just a big mountain range. It's kind of cool. You'll see when we do some flyovers and stuff. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a logging map, so it's not really a whole lot else to do other than a few little construction projects here or there, or create your own or whatever. Of course, there's no fields. The land is you own it by default, the whole map. I decided not to fool with the farmland stuff. I just basically wanted to get the map done and didn't have all that done to begin with, so I didn't want to fool with trying to delineate farmlands and all that stuff. Someone else can if they want to. Let's see, I think that's about it. So let's go take a look at the map. Let me get that turned off. Okay, so I've got flight mode on, and I've got super speed on too, so we'll just kind of fly around and take a look. So here's the main sawmill. Like I said, there's the main sawmill. I've got a kind of a bunker there. You can throw the logs in, or you can drive your truck up to the front there. You should have room, and then just offload it that way, sell them. Wood chip sell point is at the end of the sawmill right here. I didn't really mark it anyway, but that's what that is. There's room over here if you want to put down that wood chip dump ramp thing that Expendables made. I'm probably gonna do that right there myself. It should go in. If you remember, if you played maybe Forgotten Forest or maybe one or two of my other maps, I can't remember. I may not have had issues with those, but I had issues to begin with placeables, and that's the whole reason on the holdup. I would have had the map done probably several days ago, but I was trying to figure out the placeables thing, and finally I realized that it was the blank map that I used. It had an error on the ground type manager, so it was causing the placeables not to want to go in, but they should go in now. I don't have that wood chip dump ramp in here, but let's just try to put in well, let me go back here. What's something that's big? Let me try this farmhouse. Oh, I don't have enough money. Oh, okay. Let's see. What do I have enough money for? Let's try one of these big sheds. Yeah, so it goes in right there. It's probably just not wanting to fit right there. There it goes. Yeah, so you know the placeable should be working. Everything looks like it's working. I was doing some testing earlier, and everything seemed to be going in fine. This area over here at the sawmill, I just kind of threw it in. Well, actually, it was planned, but I just kind of threw it in here, basically to just give you something else to do. I mean, there's you know, a bunch of gravel in there. You can go sell it or use it for road construction projects or whatever. There's the garage. The sell point is right there to the right. Your vehicles will spawn in front of the shop, or if you got too many spawned, they'll show up back over here somewhere in this corner. There's the gas pump, and let's save the town for last. Let's go look at some of this other stuff over here. So there's the dirt road that goes up to some of the landings and some other places. Looks like I've got a bit more texture work to do before the map is released, but that's kind of what I wanted to do here, is just do a flyover and check it out. I tried to catch as much as I could, because what ended up happening was when I switched maps, some of the textures that I had that were causing problems in the previous blank map I used were not didn't transfer over, so I had to copy paste textures and try to fill in some areas where, you know, they didn't get brought over good or whatever. But anyway, here's the main kind of dirt road that goes around from the main sawmill back towards like the gravel pit area, and here's the turn off to go to the gravel pit. So we'll go fly up there and take a look. It's just sort of a switchback kind of thing that goes up and up and up, and eventually you reach the gravel pit, and here it is. So let's go over here and take a look. So nothing over here really works. I mean, there's sounds and smoke obviously and all that. I mean, there's no, like, you know, nowhere to sell anything or make anything or whatever. I thought about trying to do concrete, and kind of got to looking at it, and I don't know, just a bit much for me, so I decided not to fool with it. Alright, so here's the gravel pit, of course. You can come in here and scoop up all that stuff, and there's a bunch of it. I mean, a bunch. And you can see I've got kind of levels built in, so you can go down from one level to the next, up to the next level and whatever, and then eventually you can get your truck out of there and go sell it. Coming out of the gravel pit, it basically just goes back to another landing way back over there. I'm not going to fly over that way. And then basically same thing over here. There's a turn off, let's see, right there, and it goes up here to this spot, which I believe is going to be a good yarding position. Good yarder landing up here. Well, maybe not. I thought I had built that on out to the peak there, but I guess not. There's a cutover area that's already been cut. I just put a bunch of stumps in there. Of course, those can be ground up or cut up and sold for a little bit of wood chips, I guess. But yeah, it's just kind of decoration. All right, moving on. Let's head over here to the lake, or actually, I can't call it a lake. It's pond. Little pond. There's the turnoff that goes up towards Ransom Ridge, the town of Ransom Ridge, and we'll go back this way. And the pond. This little area here is just sort of decoration. I thought it'd be kind of cool to put like a little park area, picnic benches and tables, and then some grills for grilling up some burgers, whatever. And of course, bridge over the sort of gorge there with the waterfall. That's kind of neat. Let's see, of course, a bunch of waterfalls down that way. And yes, there are some overlapping stuff. I don't care. Alright, moving on. I got a bit more texture work to do, but that's no problem. Okay, so from here, it's just sort of a long drive over to the other sawmill area. Okay, so like I said, this area here is just sort of more for you to put in your own placeable sawmill if you want to do that. Put in some other stuff, I suppose, if you want to, but I had, of course, intended it to be a sawmill because I got a bunch of logs and stuff there. Okay, not much to see there. Now, let's go check out the town. This is where all the cool stuff is. And it's going to take a minute. But yeah, you can see back over in the distance there, I tried to make just sort of like a little mountain range, and to be honest, more just to cut out on the number of trees I had to place. Even though I'm using a script, it does still take a while to place all these trees. Oh, and that, I guess I should mention, yes, there are some big trees on this map, so you need to make sure that whenever you're getting your cutting machines in place, that you've got a machine that'll cut the big trees. FDRs I know will do it, and there's probably some others out there, but the in-game stuff will not cut those big trees. Just be aware. The Ponzi, was it Komatsu or whatever else they got, it will not cut that stuff, those big trees. Okay, so we got this little sign here saying Ransom Ridge is 2.8 miles, and yes, believe it or not, I did actually measure that. Basically the way I did it was I got a vehicle and spawned it here and then drove up to the town, and then I looked at my miles driven thing, which, by the way, if you haven't looked at that, it's kind of neat. There's some stats right here on this, let's see, where is it? Right here, stats. You can see, let's see, where is it? Driving distance right here, this third one up from the bottom. And it'll show you, if you've got your unit set to miles, it'll show you exactly how many miles it is. And yes, there is a tunnel, and Serious Mods made that for me, and it is right up here. As you can see, there's lots of trees in there, lots of trees. So you come around some of these curves, and there's the tunnel. We'll go through here. That's pretty cool. And coming back out, just a lot of little turns. Back down the mountain, up a little bit. And then back down again. And then we come into the town. So here's the town of Ransom Ridge. It's an older town, a little mountain town, I guess. There's a bank here at the beginning of the town. There's an ATM that works. Then there's the gas station that does work also. We'll come up this way. There is a Ransom Ridge grocery, which you can't really sell anything there. I think I had thought about maybe at one point making it to where you could sell, grain or whatever. But I mean, I didn't really intend this map to be a farming map, so I didn't do that. Let's see, what was that? Oh yeah, fire hydrant. All right, got a good old Dollar General. Those things are everywhere. And then we got the Hunt Brothers Lumber Company. Been in business since 1948. And back here behind the building, I'll have to fix that. Back here behind the building is an area where you can sell your building materials, the dirt, sand, gravel, rock, whatever. It's sold right there in those caution tape areas. There's just normal lumber store stuff. You got some racks of lumber, and you got some seed pallets and stuff over here, which do nothing, just decoration. Let's see, continuing on, got a McDonald's, got a motel, there's a little volunteer fire station up there, there's a Taco Bell back here, and over here I thought it'd be kind of neat to add like a little boat ramp, boat launch area. So there's a boat launch, and then there's that little washout I was talking about. You can fill it in with gravel if you wanted to. And then I think finally there's a little house there with a shop, and then there's a pretty nice house over here on the lake with a swimming pool, access to a boat ramp, all that stuff, or dock. And that is pretty much it. The road leads back around across the water there, then back up around to the main sawmill. And then there's another road that just sort of goes down there for access to cut some of this timber if you wanted to back in there. I'm gonna leave the railroad as a surprise. Of course, again, just decoration, doesn't work, but there is a surprise back in there somewhere. So if you want to go check that out, go see what's back there. Okay, that's pretty much it. When I finish this video, I'm gonna work on those textures and get that cleaned up, and then I'm going to just double check a couple things. I'm gonna package it up, put it on my website at nlagaming.com/fs19. You'll be able to download it from there. And as always, if you spot anything that I missed or something's not working, whatever, just send me a message and I'll see if I can get it fixed up and put a updated version up on the website. But for now, that's it. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.